Hello,
All
hello.
right, all right, all right. Hey, boy, I tell you what, it's just an amazing evening, amazing week already. I mean, how do you have a bad week when, like, 2 days into it, you get a chance to get on live with Ali Porter? Come on, guys. So, so again, guys, let me go ahead and introduce myself real quick. My name is Takoya Carlton, and of course, I help struggling entrepreneurs and individuals by curating tools and a custom roadmap to gain more clarity and achieve real-time success. And so that's who we are. That's what we do. And so, listen, this young lady, you know what? I'm messed up, but you know what? I'm gonna wing this right here real quick. And so, listen, this young lady that I'm about to bring up right now. Uh, listen, for those who know her, she needs no introduction. But for those who are watching right now, who you've never heard of her, and again, you see her incredible smile right now, and you may be thinking, who is she? Well, you know what? She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a Christian, she's a businesswoman, and she's a builder, she's a coach, and she's helping people all across the world, learn about the home-based business arena and then help them connect the dots and build a business and a brand that can take their business to the next level. So again, listen, her name is Ali Porter. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. That was an amazing introduction. I love it. Love it. Love it. I'm honored to be
Absolutely.
here, Sequoia. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. And so, listen, I know last week we had a chance to actually meet for the very first time. We've been seeing each other on Zooms and, on this little square on these computers or our cell phones. And now we literally had a chance to see each other, shake hands. And of course, we were social distancing, all that stuff, right? But we were able to get fed in the same event. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Ali, just do me a favor real quick for those who don't know you. And of course, I gave you a little highlight, that type thing. But if you can just talk about, again, who you are and what you do.
Awesome. Thank you, Sequoia.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You guys, I hope you're listening to this man because he truly knows his stuff. And I'm just honored to be on this show tonight with you guys. So just a little bit about me. I've been in business since 2012. And it was actually, no, not 2012, 2009. So guys, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And I have really, I've grown a lot. I've grown a lot in that amount of time. I did brick and mortar. I did, product-based business. I've done network marketing, affiliate marketing, everything you could possibly think of. I've done it. And it was a great learning experience. And it was also, the most rewarding and the hardest thing I've ever done.
Wow.
I also, during that time frame, I also had 4 kids, and my husband was getting his PhD. And so I was basically a single mom raising my kids and also, running 3 businesses at the time. And it was very, very, very difficult. But I have to say that through adversity, through hard things is when you truly find yourself. You are tested to the limits, and then you're able to see, okay, this is where I just have to surrender and let go and let God, right?
Right.
And I'm not going to like preach or put my faith on anyone, but I have to say, like, that's truly why I have become a woman of faith in that, because I've realized, I can't do this by myself. I have to be an in his hands to allow him to guide me in my business and in my parenting and in my relationships with my family and all the things. And so it's been really cool. The last couple of years, I've really dove in and really figured out what I wanted to do. And I don't know if any of you are listening, but listening, that you have really felt that you've been stretched really thin and you're doing all the things for everyone and you're doing, multiple income streams, or you're doing like all the things and you're trying to raise your family and you're trying to, be a good friend and a good spouse and all the things. And you're just like, holy crap, this is hard. It doesn't
Let me
have
stop
to
you real
be that
quick.
way.
Let me stop you because I know because you're good at what you do, you can go on and on and on. But I
Yeah,
want to break that down
sure.
because I think we're missing over like the journey. So because like you're so seasoned and that's why you were able to just to kind of just flow with it. And so as I always say in my interviews, let's take it back.
All right, let's do it.
So if we can, because obviously you didn't start, as a business professional. I mean, you said you got in the business world 12 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
what was it like for you back then? When you first got exposed to business, what was it? And then, of course, what led you to want to start a business?
Oh, wow. So how that happened was I always I would go to school and I went to college and all the things like you're supposed to do, but I just never really loved it. It was just kind of like I did it because I thought I had to do it because everybody does it, right? And so I was just like, well, I guess I'll go to school. I guess I'll, get the things, but I didn't love it. And in fact, when I graduated from college, I had like a minor in like marriage and family and like a cluster in music and Spanish because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I got to graduate with something. So I just, figured it out. But then once I had my first daughter, it was a big deal because I had her in my last semester of college, and
Mm.
it was really hard because, having a newborn and trying to finish classes and all that stuff. But I did it. And my husband and myself graduated at the same time. We graduated from college. And I wanted my daughter to be dressed up with us as we were graduating because it was kind of it's a momentous thing.
That's right.
It is a huge deal. And so I couldn't find a cap and gown to fit my little 3-month-old. So I ended up making one. And I was able to hold her and walk across the stage. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. All the things. And you should make a business out of it. I'm like, what? I was like, I did not grow up with an entrepreneurial family though. So I was just like, okay, what does that mean? How does that work? And so then I ended up making them, like hand making them. Right. But I kid you not, the second that I had built my website, by the way, it was really, really rudimentary, but it worked. Right. And I did all the things. I got bit by the entrepreneurial bug, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Nobody's telling me what to do. I get to do my own thing, and I can make, all the caps and gowns that I want and all the things. It was awesome. And ever since then, I've had a really hard time with any other little jobs that I had in between, which weren't very many, and I kept jumping around. I didn't love the job thing. I'm very much an entrepreneur, but I didn't know that. And so you don't have to grow up knowing that you're going to be an entrepreneur. You can accidentally fall into it and then be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I had no clue. I didn't know. And I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have anyone teaching me how to do anything. So that's why it's taken me so long. So that's why mentors are really important because they collapse time, right?
So, yeah. So again, I mean, that's an incredible story how you, and I wrote down accidentally started a business.
Yep.
Right. So and it's so crazy that so many people right now, especially with this pandemic going on right now, who are still out searching for jobs. And someone like yourself, again, it accidentally happened. And I think some people miss their calling. They miss their opportunity because they're simply tunnel vision. Right. Exactly. They're just searching for work. They're searching for a job, the job, which is okay. But again, some of us are missing the opportunity. But again, you thought enough to say, you know what? Hey, this whole job thing is cool. I can pay the bills with that, but it's not the all to be all for me. I see something bigger for myself. And you took someone's advice, or took someone's, someone saying, hey, that looks good. You should turn into a business, right? And so again, that's amazing right there. And I think more people would be a lot happier if they were more open to what was going on around them. So if you could, now, again, you started that business right there. And of course, the website was very generic, as you said. So again, where did that lead to from there? So did it last? How long did that business last? And then what was the next thing?
So that business is still going, and I'm actually selling it right now, in the process of selling it. Yeah. So it progressed from me hand making everything to then, getting help, other seamstresses locally to help me. And then it progressed to getting a manufacturer, and then it progressed, it just kept going in stages. But I have to tell you that with each growth stage, it was a learning curve. Everything was a learning curve. And I just always felt like I didn't know enough. And so if you are in a business, whether it's brick and mortar or digital marketing or whatever, just know that it's normal to feel like you don't know what you're doing, and you just do it anyways, and you make mistakes and you keep going. And I earned a lot of money and I lost a lot of money in all of that. And after that, I then got into affiliate marketing and network marketing. And I found, oh my gosh, I don't have to deal with physical products. I can literally make money, and I don't have to have inventory. I don't have to count it. I don't have to store it in my garage. I don't have to have a manufacturer. I don't have to have a warehouse, because I even had that, like I don't have to have any of that stuff. And it was a beautiful thing. But there are downsides to that as well, right? You got to recruit people. You got to deal with all the drama and all the things. And you have to promote a product that maybe you don't really believe in, or, that kind of thing. And
so how did you get, so if you can, how did you get introduced to the world of, affiliate marketing, network marketing? How were you introduced? Because I know, like me, it was, a good friend of mine. What was it for you?
Yeah, mine was definitely a good friend of mine. So I actually, I knew her from, I don't remember even how we met, but I knew her online, and she introduced me to my first network marketing company. And at first I was totally not cool with it. I was like, nope, I have to build my own thing. I don't want to be connected to any other company. I want to build my own thing. And that was just pride talking, right? I was just like, I want to build my own thing. But she helped me to see that you can, if there's a mission, you can connect with the right people and build something amazing. And so it was awesome. I was able to make some traction with that as well. But I started to realize too that you have to also believe in the product or the mission that you're doing, because even if the people surrounding you are awesome, if what you're promoting, whether it be network marketing or affiliate marketing, if it doesn't align with your core values, not that it has to be good or bad, but if it's not giving you that spark and that passion of every single day you want to get up and, help and get it out to the masses, it's not going to last. And so also don't feel bad if you start with one company or whatever, and it's not quite the right fit. Don't don't stay stuck there. Go and try and find what works for you, which is why I did all the things I did. I did probably 5 or 6 different affiliate companies. I've done 2 or 3 network marketing companies. I've done it all because I was trying to find the right one. So don't feel bad if you have to. We don't use the word pivot anymore. What do we say? Refire.
That's right.
Don't worry about that. Yeah. And don't worry about what people think. It's none of their business anyways.
Absolutely. And of course, I agree with you. Now, I've been around for a little while, and so I've seen people kind of, jump from company to company to company to company. And see, guys, listen, we can say there's some negativity there. So again, not feeling bad. And I know that it's crazy because, listen, you can go from company to company to company looking for the right company, as you said, right? Finding the company that makes sense, finding the company that you wake up inspired, the company that you go to sleep thinking about, the company you wake up thinking about, right? That's the one. But the problem is that most people, and again, I'm pretty sure you've kind of ran into these folks before too as well, they get started, but they never give it a chance to develop. They never give it a chance to learn it. They never give it a chance to become successful. They don't give it enough time to progress. They don't give enough time to learn, to educate themselves. So speak on that a little bit, because again, you've been around for a while, you've seen different companies, you've seen different leaders, and you've seen different people come and go. So what was it for you that you saw that you say, what, if people really did this, or if they took the time to, their business or their life could totally change. So let's speak on that a little bit.
I love that. Yeah. I think that the key is for me, and I can only speak for myself, but I think for me, I had to really be honest with myself. I had to get rid of that stigma of it had to be just mine, and I had to build it from the ground up, and I couldn't be connected with something bigger than myself. And honestly, what?
You had to get out your own way.
I did. And I had to be humble about it and stop being so prideful about it. Cause it is, you have to have that tenacity of I'm going to build this and I can do this. But The biggest thing, guys, is you have to realize that when you find that I wouldn't even say company, because I would say that movement, when you find the family, the thing that really ignites you and makes you a better person, because it's not even about the company. It's about you with it's about the culture. It's about the self-development. It's about all those things. And when those things are in alignment, you need to stick with it and you need to like run with it. And I would say like, with one of my first network marketing companies, I did stay for a while. Like I stayed for probably about 2.5 years, and I gave it my all. And I said to myself, I'm not gonna jump around trying to find all these things until I give it an honest shot. Right. So many times we like jump around and do like 2 or 3 months here. Oh, this is what I'm doing. Now this is what I'm doing. Now this is what now that doesn't help, right? Because you're not giving it an honest shot. But if you give it an honest shot and it still isn't like quite fitting, don't feel bad about like moving on to something else that does ignite you and does make you feel like you found a home, you know? So just be patient with yourself as you're figuring that out, but also realize that, you know, it's a journey, right? We got to find joy in the journey, like what you were talking about, and not worry so much about the destination. Have the vision for where you want to go, but don't worry so much about the journey. Sorry, my kids are in here talking. Hey guys.
That's incredible, guys. And see, listen, there's a lesson in what just happened just now. Here she is. She's a businesswoman. She's conducting business right now, but she's also a wife and she's also a mother. So again, she still has mother duties. And so again, listen, that's a test, guys, a testament for everyone listening right now who may be a stay-at-home father, single father, single mother, or maybe even a marriage, and you have kids. You've got to find a way to work around it. So you know what? That gives me pause to go ahead and say and go to another questioning real quick. Because obviously you've been married, you've been with your husband since the college days. And of course you had a baby right, literally, like you said, the last couple months of your last year in school. Then you started a business. But again, all the while you're still with your husband. Then of course he's going back to school now. And then of course you're still running a business. How is all that working? Because again, I know the logistics of it can be crazy. So tell me, how do you make it work, with him and her, your husband and then the kids? How do you make it all work?
Well, that's a good question. And there is no magic bullet for this. It's just being able to realize that there is an ebb and a flow. There's no balance. It doesn't exist. There is for me, it was like, hey,
we're getting back. There we go.
Oh, was I frozen?
Yes, we both.
Oh no. No. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So I was going to say, there is no balance. It is an ebb and a flow, right? And so that's the thing that I really had to come to terms with, is that sometimes I'm going to have to work more. Sometimes I'm going to need to put work away and spend time with my family more. And it's like this, so it really isn't ever going to balance out. It's always going to be like this. But as long as you keep it in the ebb and flow, then it works. And there's been lots and lots of talking, lots and lots of discussing and figuring things out and trying different things, like with the kids and with my spouse and just all the things. Like, I guess just realizing that no one's perfect, and that it is, when you commit to entrepreneurship, it is a commitment, and it's a sacrifice for your family, but it's also the biggest blessing and reward for your family as well. Because Absolutely. You look at, there's like 2 ways to do it. You can have like a job, right? And have maybe a little bit more time with your family most of the time, but then you're stuck to that job and you can never progress and you can never actually truly have the freedom that you want, potentially, right? But for me, entrepreneurship was the right choice because it's allowed me to still be home with my kids. Like, yes, maybe I have to work during the day and stuff, but when they get home, I'm still here. Yes, I may have to work, but I'm here and I can like connect with them and stuff. And then I, put them to bed, and we still get to play games. The other night we got to play games, and like we get to travel and we get to do all these fun things because we made that decision of, entrepreneurship. So I think really there is no easy answer. It's just learning how to have the checks and balances, and just realizing that with anything, you have to make sure that you have that ebb and a flow, and you're giving time to one and then the other.
That's right. And of course, a lot of communication.
Yes. Lots and lots and lots of communication. Definitely.
All right. So we've kind of talked about, where you came from and in the middle part here, but we know now that you found an opportunity that you're super, super excited about. You found that culture that we were just talking about. And of course, you have some things that you have going on right now. So if you want to promote those, because I know you do, I think you do a podcast. Is that right? Your podcast. You're heavily faith-based, and it's okay. This is our conversation. It's okay if you want to speak on that too as well, because I know that that's real deep and dear in your heart and in your family. And then also, those are some of the things. But also, what is it that you're doing now? Because obviously, I heard you say you're looking to sell that business that you started back in college. So what has changed, and what's put you in a position to even let that go and run somewhere else?
Wow, so many good questions or comments. So the biggest thing, I'll start with the business first. The business I've had for 12 years. For a long time, that business was my identity, because I had started it. That was the first thing I'd ever done as an entrepreneur. And even though, it was awesome, it had its pitfalls, it had its hard things. But ultimately, it was there to help and bless, other families as well. And the reason why I feel like I can finally let it go is because I feel like there's things in our life that are there for a reason and for a purpose, but at some point the purpose has been served and it's time to move on into the next phase, right? And I felt like I've had this business for so long and I love it, but it just doesn't give me the same passion and the same fire. And I don't feel like I want to do it every time I wake up in the morning. And at that point I said, it's time to move on. It's time to allow that business to thrive with somebody else that can truly give it what it needs. And so if you find that, if you have like a traditional business, or if there's just something that you've loved for a really long time, but you can see that it's not serving you anymore, don't feel bad about letting it go, because it's not your identity. You are your identity, right? And that's what I had to finally come to terms with. Your business, what you do, is not your identity. It's just what you do, right? Your identity and who you are is your God's child, and he has created you to do massive, amazing, wonderful, like miraculous things. And so when that pivot comes, when that refiring comes, and you have a new passion and something that you really, really want to help people with, if you feel that in your heart and soul, then do that and let the other stuff go and realize that it served its purpose. It's awesome, but it's okay to let it go. So yeah. So now what I've been able to do is transition into something that truly like lights me on fire, to the point where I can't sleep at night because I'm so excited about, getting up in the morning and helping and serving people. And I know we'll probably talk about this, but like this community that we're part of, guys, is like unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. And I've been part of so many, network marketing, affiliate marketing, like team type of things and family feels and stuff. And they're all great and wonderful. But the one thing that I think, and again, I'm going to go here because this is what I love, but the one thing that I love is the faith-based part of it. We don't preach to you. We don't like make you believe whatever, but we do believe that there's a higher purpose and a higher plan for what we do in this entrepreneurial community of blessing people's lives in so many different verticals and so many different things. Mm-hmm. And it's just such a beautiful, it's a good marriage between the tactical, like learning things, and then also being able to take action, and then also being able to feel like you're supported.
That's
not supported. Right. What did you say?
That's right.
Yeah. And not supported as in like, oh, if you have a question, I'll answer your question. It's like legit, like we literally are a family, and we are able to learn this journey of entrepreneurship together. And like Tokoya was saying, like I have a course and a podcast and all these things, but I did all of that by myself. And it sucked to be able to like have to do all of this by myself and not be able to have the network. And in fact, we had a guest speaker on today on our amazing challenge that we do every month, and he was talking, Steve Mendel, he was talking about collaboration. He was talking about how it's so important to have a network of people and to truly work together for a common goal and a common mission. And that's what we're doing here in our entrepreneurial community. And that's why it's so powerful, because it's not just us doing it by ourselves, it's us helping each other to grow and progress. So
yeah, absolutely. I concur. And it's so amazing because listen, I was out of network marketing literally like 4 years, from like 2016 to like, I don't know, 2020. And it wasn't that I mean, I was out as far as building. Of course, people still hitting me up and still trying to offer me opportunities and things of that nature. And some folks that actually signed me up, right? And then, of course, I signed up in a couple because they were good friends, but I never did anything with it. And the thing that was missing was, like you said, the fire, right? That fuzzy feeling that you get when you know you with the right company, the right product, the right service, the right, culture, the right people, the right training, everything, all the stars align. And of course, that's what I found here. And of course, it was a gentleman we both know, Ali Madawi. This gentleman reached out to me, I mean, literally like every 3 months. And that's the heart he has. It wasn't just that he was reaching out to say, hey, join me, spend some money. But again, this goes back to the heart of the company that we're talking about. He called me to check on me, like, yo, how you doing? Never once was like, yo, yep. It was never that conversation. Simply, hey, what's going on, bro? You okay? You good? If there's anything, and again, we don't talk every day, right? At that time. And he would just say, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Right? Everyone else that was calling was saying, hey, look, what can you do for me? Right? And so, again, it's definitely a different environment. And because that environment, it brought me back out the basement, right? To get back in the game. And it's definitely been the best decision. And of course, we were able to go to Florida last week. And I needed that so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt the same way, but I needed that so much.
Oh, yeah.
So
I totally needed it. Yeah, it was, and guys, I really do believe that. I believe with my whole heart and soul that there are no coincidences. There are no, it was amazing how everything just kind of came together. And I'm not saying that like everything is perfect and that there's no like growing pains or anything, because there is, but the key is do you have the vision? Do you see the difference that you can make in people's lives? And that's really what it is for me. It's not about the money. It's not about, I mean, that's great and awesome. It's not that I don't want to have the money, because we do, obviously, but that's not the reason why we do it. It's because we truly want to serve. We want to help. We want to make it so that what we went through, people don't have to go through that, right? Because it's not fun. It's not fun. And
you just said something that put a big old smile on my face, because listen, I've been doing this since 2000, right? Network marketing, home-based business, off and on. And of course, built some big teams and all that stuff, and had some ups and downs, all that stuff. And in every one of those companies, the only conversation we ever really spoke about was the numbers, the comp plan. And like you said, I can't even think of any other time where I never had to worry about the money. Like, I'm not waking up like, what does my money look like today, right? Or boom, we need to get somebody to do this so we can get this check or this commission. This company is different. We literally don't, even in the presentation, there's no comp plan in the presentation. Like, who does that? Right? And so, it's just crazy. But at the same time, this company in just one short year has went public. One short year has over 5,000 people involved in a company and growing. in the worst time of our generation during the pandemic. And so again, it's just crazy. And guys, listen real quick. If y'all don't see her bobbing up and down, that's how this business works. So if you're a mom and you want to call yourself a businesswoman, that's what it's just what you have to do.
This is
that,
what you do. This is real life, yo.
That's right. And look, we ought to just bring the baby on and say, hey, come on, let's sit down and you be part of this thing. So, but listen, that's what it's about, guys. You got to better have fun, right? And you got to better enjoy yourself, so much that little things like that, because the average person would be distracted. The average person would, lose that temper, right? But here it's just relaxed.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much love here, and I love that. And another thing too. Let me point this out. I've never been in a company where so many people cry.
Oh my gosh!
Like real feelings.
Woo! Yeah.
Real feelings. I mean, I'm like, whoa.
What is happening? Like, yeah, no, and Tokoyo knows I am the biggest ball baby of them all. Like, I literally get up there and I'm like, ah. But guys, it's because you finally feel like it's a home. Like you don't realize how empty your tank is until you get to that point where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how loved I am. Like it really hits you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And so we're going to go ahead and start to break this thing down a little bit. But if you can, again, I know you have your podcast. We want to go ahead and promote that. So, if you want to go ahead and get that link out, do you have a?
Yeah, I'll put it in the comments afterwards. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So yeah, it's just called Miracle Momentum. That's what it's called. And it's on all the different channels and stuff you can find on Apple Podcasts and all of that. So I just started that, and then I also have a course that's coming out next week, so that's exciting. And I'm just part of this entrepreneurial community. I really, guys, my main focus is connection. I want to connect people with resources and tools and people that can truly make their lives better. So if you have and I feel like that's my gift. I feel like I'm really good at seeing where pieces need to fit and where people need to fit in different things. And so if you have a business or you have a idea or you have a product or you have something, I don't like when people pitch to me per se, but I'm saying like, if I see the potential in something, I can connect you with a person over here that does this over here. And I just feel like I'm really good at that. So if you need connections, if you need, someone to help you to do that, I'm more than happy to serve you in that capacity. So, so that's
and that's what we learned. I mean, in the last couple of days and last week, we've heard that word collaboration a lot.
Yes.
And this is coming from people who are, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're doing. There's no egos there. It's like, hey, listen, if I can help you out, whether I get compensated for it or not, just because you came to me, and if I got the hookup, I got the connection, I'm going to actually give you that resource.
Exactly.
And what you do with it, you do with it, right? And so again, I love that about you. I love that about this community, and that runs deep in everybody associated with it. So what's so crazy too, Ali? I just realized you're the first female that I've actually ever interviewed.
Wow. Well, thank you. I feel honored.
I was sitting here thinking like I've never interviewed a female. It's always been males. So you're the very first, and of course this has been an amazing time. Yes. And so this has been an amazing time. And so listen, we got 33 minutes in, and if we can, I want you to give us a little bit from your heart of 2021. What should people be focused on? What should they be doing in this time? Obviously we want to make sure you're taking care of your bills and all that stuff, but what should people be doing? Should they be educating themselves? Should they be looking for businesses? Should they be looking for work? What should they be doing in this time right now to prepare for the future and where you see it going?
Awesome. Yeah. So in closing, I just want to say, I really believe that you have to go deep within your heart and really be honest with yourself and say, am I someone that that is someone that wants, you know, a job. Like, do I want the security? And is that important to me? Because if it is, then a job is the way you need to go, right? Like, and don't try to be an entrepreneur if that's truly not what you want. On the other hand, if you feel like you are meant for like something greater and something more, and you really, you know, want to take the steps forward to be, you know, a true entrepreneur, then do that. Find people that you can surround yourself with that can truly give you the insight and knowledge that you need to be able to do that. And realize that, you know, the world's in chaos right now. And let's just be honest, we're not going to get into all the details because everybody already knows that it's in chaos.
No secret.
But you don't need to be part of the chaos. You can take yourself out of the chaos and truly become who you want to be despite that. And that's the key, is wherever that is for you, whether that's, you know, whether that is just turning introspectively and just saying, what do I really want? Because so many times we look at everybody else around us and we're like, well, this looks good, or this looks good, or so-and-so's doing this, or so-and-so's doing that. But like, what do you actually want? What do you want? And it doesn't have to look like anybody else. It can look like whatever you want it to look like, but be honest with yourself. And so the key is to decide what you want to do and then go for it. And so many times we get stuck in our heads and we just like sit there and sit there and sit there and nothing changes because we just stay stuck, right? But again, it's all about action. It's all about like doing it messy. It's all about deciding what you want and going for it and like making it happen. And realizing also that you don't have to make it happen, that God is on your side and he wants you to make it happen. And so he's going to help you to do that. You just have to decide that you're going to be an instrument in his hands and like move forward on it. Because that was the other piece, is I kept feeling like I had to do it and I had to knuckle my way through and just like figure it out and like all the things. When I turned to him and I said, what do you want me to do, God? Like, how do you want me to show up? Like, what do you need me to do? And then he would show me, okay, do this, take this next step, talk to this person, do this thing, you know, and not to say that like it's easy all the time, because it's not. You still have to do the work, but you have help. You have people around you, surrounding you, that can help you and serve you in that. So don't be afraid to be honest with yourself. Right. If entrepreneurship is for you, go for it. If it's not right now, it will be later. Don't worry. But if it's not right now, start where you are, be honest with yourself, and move forward in that direction. And then God can use you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Strong J. Strong J. But listen, it's just been amazing. And I'm glad because, you know, something tonight that was said is going to help somebody, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. Someone's going to listen to this or hear this and say, you know what, she's right on. Mm-hmm. You know, they're gonna change your life or their trajectory based on something you said tonight. And that's the power that, you know, we have, you know, right? To be public figures, to be these people who have been called to go out and serve and help and bless and teach and coach and mentor. Mm-hmm. That's what's fulfilling to us. Mm-hmm. Like, I, you know, and I say this, and I say that because everybody always tries to approach me with the money. Like, that's how you always try to come at me. You want to come at me? Talk about how many people you're serving. Talk about how many people you're helping. Talk about how many people you're blessing. Talk about, you know, how are you spending time supporting people, helping people to progress? How are you helping people to learn, right? Yeah. How many people are you serving? That, to me, weighs more than all the, oh, I'm making 40 grand a month. I'm making 100,000 a month.
Yeah. It's
later for that. I don't want to know about how much you make, because can John Doe make that? Can Sarah Doe make that? That's what I want to know, mm-hmm. right? Can we help them do that? And so again, I appreciate you, and it's just been a blessing to have you, because again, we went through complications a little bit because of the event last week, and yeah. And then this morning we had, you know, we started a challenge week, and then of course tonight, and I was like, you know what? I was throwing the hands up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to find somebody just as Smurfy as you to come in and speak. And so you say, you know what? I got you, Takoya, and I appreciate you for taking the time out to do this for us. So listen, it's time for us to shut this thing down. But again, guys, you say, well, Takoya, what do you do? I help struggling entrepreneurs and individuals by creating tools and a custom roadmap to create clarity and a custom and achievable and attainable real success in their current businesses or future business that they're looking to start. And so, guys, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top, from the top, or over the top. Take care, take charge, and we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.